Let's start our weekend off with some creativity. I'm Alana Nagy and this is Studio Saturdays. For today's activity, we'll be creating a continuous narrative crankie inspired by artist Baccio Baldini. But before we get started, let's take a closer look at the featured artwork from our collection.
For today's activity, you will need your art kit box. If you don't have an art kit box, you can use a cereal box. You will also need 2 wooden dowels, some tape, some glue, 3 sheets of paper, colored pencils, and 4 small rubber bands. This week's featured artist is Baccio Baldini. Baldini was an Italian goldsmith and engraver born around 1436. A goldsmith is someone who uses fire and special tools to create things out of gold. Baldini's main job, however, was creating engravings from other artists' drawings in order to create many copies that could be printed in books or sold to the public. Engravings are prints made by rolling paper over a metal plate that has lines cut into it. The lines in the metal hold ink, so that when the paper is rolled and pressed over the plate, it picks up the ink from the lines and the image is transferred. This artwork, titled Dante and Virgil with a Vision of Beatrice, is an engraving Baldini made for Inferno, a famous book from the 14th century. The engraving shows an example of continuous narrative. This is a term in art that refers to when one picture shows multiple scenes from the same story with no dividing lines. For example, in this artwork, we see the 2 characters, Dante and Virgil, speaking to each other in the far left. Then, in the center, we see the same characters standing together looking at the vision of Beatrice. They're not clones, it's just a way of showing them moving through the story. For today's activity, we'll be creating our own continuous narrative artwork by making a crankie. A crankie is a device that has a long strip of paper rolled around 2 sticks or tubes. When you turn the sticks one way together, the strip of paper unrolls from one and rolls up more into the other, making the paper move. This way, a long image or series of images can be seen through one device. First, let's take a moment to think like an artist. What kind of story do you want to create? How can you use images to tell a story? How will you break it up into different scenes so that the viewer can understand the story? Take your art kit box, or cereal box, and cut off the lid. You might want to ask an adult for help with this. Now, on the top and the bottom of the box on the long side, use a pencil or marker and a ruler to make a mark about 1.5 inches from the side on both edges. Do it on both the top and the bottom of your box. Using a pencil, poke a hole in the marked places. These will be the holes for your dowels to go through. Tie a rubber band around each end of the dowel and slide it down until it reaches the cardboard box. This will keep the dowels in place while you turn your crankie. Now tape or glue your 3 sheets of paper together on the short sides, making one long sheet of paper. These 3 pages will have the scenes of your story. Draw out your story with a pencil. You can draw one long landscape on the 3 sheets like the Baldini engraving to make a continuous narrative. Get creative with your storytelling. For my crankie, I chose the story of the tortoise and the hare. In this story, the tortoise and the hare challenge each other to a race. The hare gets ahead of the tortoise because he is faster than him. The hare is so confident that he will win against the slow tortoise that he takes a nap. While he is asleep, the tortoise passes him and proves the old saying, "Slow and steady wins the race." To tell my story, I'm breaking it down into 4 different drawings, all on the same paper. My background is also moving along the paper with my characters to create the continuous narrative. Once I'm done sketching my story, I outline it with a marker. You can use colored pencils or markers to really make your continuous narrative come to life. Now attach the left end of your first sheet of paper to the middle of one of the dowels. Use tape to make sure it is secure. You want to tape it very tightly to the dowel so that the paper doesn't move when you spin the dowel. Tightly roll your paper around the dowel. Move the dowel and hold the paper in place as you curl it up into itself. Secure the right side of the paper onto the other dowel, making sure it isn't loose. Now curl all of your paper up to the right side. Now that both ends are secure, you can spin the dowels in the same direction with your hands to move the story along. One dowel will unroll the paper and the other will roll it up, keeping the image in the middle moving. Now your crankie is complete and ready to put on a show.
Thanks so much for joining me today while we created continuous narrative crankies inspired by artist Baccio Baldini. That's it for this round of Studio Saturdays videos. I hope you enjoyed making with me and learning about our artists. If you missed a video, be sure to go back and check it out on our playlist on our YouTube channel. Until next time, have a great weekend and happy crafting.
Thanks again for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with new videos. Get rewarded for your art. Submit a photo of your artwork to our contest for the chance to win a Sandplex gift card or to be featured on our social media. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to learn more about the contest. Generous support for Studio Saturdays is provided by the Joe and Sarah Galloway Foundation.